Erik, a couple different slates today, games all day. Who's the absolute one guy you need to have in your DFS lineup?
I think it's Seiya Suzuki at 5,500 on the late slate. Normally, I try to go for cheaper names here, but if you look at the lineups in that late slate, it's an uninspiring group. The Mariners might be the best, and the Mariners at home are not that exciting. Then you've got the Rangers, the Cubs, Pirates, Marlins, Cardinals. There's not a lot of star power on offense there. And I think Suzuki really actually might be a star. He couldn't look any more real so far through 12 games, hitting 387 with 4 homers. Leads the league in walk rate with 28.3%, and he leads the league in barrel rate, 28.6%. There's really nothing more he could have done so far to make him look real. And he's facing Bryce Wilson, who's got a career ERA over 5.5 and hasn't shown anything this year to suggest that's about to change. So I think he's a true star power kind of guy, just like your dog over there.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes, when he is like, I can't believe there is Mariners slander on this show. It's a good thing Steve Buchanan's not here, Friar.
It's going to get ugly a little bit later too, but actually right now, what my favorite guy tonight, looking at a value play, Charlie Culberson, obviously got to make sure he's in the lineup tonight, but he has been hitting against lefties whenever they've been facing him. Of course, this one is on the later slate. Limited opportunity so far this season, but 4 for 9 with a double to start against left-handed pitching. He's hit left-handed pitching well for the majority of his career. Against Marco Gonzalez, who's starting for the Mariners tonight, 6 for 11 with a triple and a home run. And of course, he gives you a little bit of flexibility, third base and shortstop. And at 2.7K, I think this is a value play if he's playing tonight that you have to roll with. If you're looking for something a little bit more expensive, Daniel Vogelbach, I know Erik was talking about that Cubs game. I like the Pirate side of it going up against Mark Leiter. And I think that's a lineup you should be stacking, and Vogelbach is the piece that I like most in that one.
Friar, what about your favorite player prop on the DK Sportsbook for games tonight? Let's go over there.
I'm really upset that Steve's actually not on today. No disrespect. I love doing stuff with Erik, but this is a great day for me to go at the Mariners. Marco Gonzalez, his over-under on his outs recorded today is at 17.5. I know he bounced back last time out, but that was against an Astros lineup that has struggled against left-handed pitching early. The Rangers, on the other hand, are smoking left-handed pitching. Third highest OPS, third highest ISO, and the third highest WOBA against left-handed pitching. And they also have the lowest K rate against left-handed pitching. If you want another hitter prop, though, Erik's guy, Juan Soto, over 1.5 total bases going up against Zach Davies. Soto has smashed right-handed pitching. Of course, that's in the 4 p.m. game. But Gonzalez is my favorite one when you look at those later ones.
Yeah, Nick, you don't take the verbal abuse when even keel Erik Halterman is on the show. That's it, man.
Absolutely.
Erik, what's up, dude?
Happy to be considered a much nicer guy than Steve. Happy to be considered the one guy in the industry who knows that Juan Soto is good, apparently. If I have to have a guy, I'll take him. But anyway, as for these player props tonight, I'd throw some home run darts at that Pirates-Cubs game. Both pitchers extremely shaky here. Bryce Wilson, talked about him already, career 5.5 ERA, doesn't strike out anybody, doesn't really do anything else notable either. Mark Leiter on the other side, 5.53 ERA and 114 innings from 2017 to 18, then missed 2 years with Tommy John surgery, spent all of last year in the minors, returns to give up 7 runs in 3 1/3 at Coors Field last week. No reason to believe either of these pitchers could shut anybody down. So Seiya Suzuki, I think at plus 600 is far too underrated there. But even on the Pirates side, Brian Reynolds plus 425, Yoshi Tsutsugo at plus 500, even Daniel Vogelbach at plus 550. I think there could be some balls flying unless we suddenly get some wind blowing in at Wrigley. So you'll definitely want to check that before placing any of those bets.
All right, we got less than 3 minutes to go in the show here, Friar. Which game, talking from 3:30 p.m. Eastern time on, do you like the run total to bet on?
So if we're talking, I'm going to go with the team total here. Shocker. I like the Rangers over 3.5 runs against the Mariners. Of course, they've had 2 in these first 2 games, but I talked a lot about why I liked the Rangers going up against Marco Gonzalez tonight. They have smashed left-handed pitching. You could also do Rangers over 1.5 in the first 5 innings as well. I think it's a reasonable bet. Just keep that exposure to Marco Gonzalez. But one of my favorite ones tonight, to me, my favorite bet overall is Pirates over 1.5 in the first 5 innings going up against Mark Leiter. I know the Pirates bats felt quiet against the Brewers. That's going to happen. But in 4 of the 5 games before they played Milwaukee, they had 2+ runs in the first 5 innings in 4 of those games. And 3 of those games came against right-handed pitching.
Right. So you just gave your Slate Approved pick there as well. Your favorite bet overall?
Well, I know we're tight on time.
That's okay. Wow. You know what? We have a producer to produce the show. Okay. And
Wow.
I'm the guy who asks questions. All right. Don't let it happen again.
Wow. Okay. Now you're
Strike
delaying
two.
it further too. So
I truly am. But
Yeah.
but now Erik has a fat 90 seconds to give me like which
You're
game
welcome.
from 3:30 on you like the run total to bet on, and go ahead, sneak in your Slate approved pick at the same time.
Yeah, well, thankfully I can be pretty fast on that first one. Talked plenty about this Pirates Cubs game already. Just take the over 9 runs there. It is a battle of stoppable forces versus movable objects here. The lineups aren't great, but I think the pitching is even worse. I don't think I need to add much beyond what I've already said there. I don't think it should be too hard for this game to end up 6-4, 7-3, something like that. As far as my favorite bet overall for the night games, I like Marlins minus 140 over the Cardinals. The offenses, I think, are probably pretty similar. The Cardinals have been hot, but I don't think they're anything special. 6 by WRC plus so far, but they're 15th last year. That's about where the Marlins are so far this season. And they're backed by Pablo Lopez, who had a very strong start to the season, just 1 run over his first 2 starts and was very promising last year. Jordan Hicks on the other side, curious to see what he can do, but he's not going to do it for very long. I think he's going to be capped at about 45 pitches. So I'll take Pablo Lopez against what could be effectively a bullpen game on the other side.